Okay, guys, I am Melissa Shaver, Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm so glad that you are on our team call tonight. Tonight's we're going to have family talk tonight, if you will. I want to talk through something that I'm kind of seeing trending across the team in our reports, and really want us to have a big conversation around it. I want you to understand why we have it as part of our business and the criticalness of you sharing it and making sure that your ambassadors are taking care of their back office and getting ordered correctly. So what we're going to talk about tonight is the convenience order and the importance of the convenience order. And let's talk first about what a convenience order is. It is a convenience. It is something that is put in place for your ambassadors, whether they are business builders or whether they are wholesale ambassadors, for them to be set up for success, for them to take their products consistently. And so what I'm seeing in all of our reports in our back office is that is not turned on, which tells me a couple of things. It tells me that we're either not educating our ambassadors from the very beginning, or that we are telling them possibly that it's not important to have turned on, or that customer is turning it off later. Now, you're the one who can evaluate that. I cannot. But what I want to do tonight is make sure that we all understand the importance of it and why it's there for us and for your customer. So where this happens is at the very beginning of when you are signing up an ambassador. So first and foremost, I want everyone to hear me say this as well. Hopefully you've seen my training in regards to having conversations with your potentials and really walking them through the sign-up process. So as an ambassador is signing up, either you have them on a Zoom call and they're signing up, you have them on a conference call and they're signing up, or you have walked through, maybe you're face-to-face with them at a coffee shop, or you've walked through it and sent them a graphic and talked through the graphic if they're having to do it later. Guys, if you are having people sign up as an ambassador on your team, I don't care how you define them. If you are signing them up as an ambassador and you have not had the conversations with them on how to sign up, how to be successful with their products, and how to set up that first order, you are setting yourself up and your ambassadors up to not be successful. Now, if you're on this call tonight, you're on this call because you're building a business. And if you're building a business, it is your responsibility to be a student, to be a great learner, to be an educator, and to have on your business hat every time you sign up an ambassador and you bring that person on board with you. So it is in the process of signing up. Now, just for the sake of us tonight, I'm going to share my screen with you and just show you a graphic of that convenience order and when it happens in the sign-up process. Okay, so let me just share this real quick. And I tested this, so hopefully y'all are going to be able to see this. Can y'all see that graphic? Laura, can you see that graphic? Oh, how interesting. So Kate could see it earlier, but now y'all cannot see that. Let me try it again. Okay, here we go. Now, can you see this graphic? Perfect. Okay, I did it wrong a while ago. Okay, so guys, this right here is a graphic of setting up a person with a welcome pack. Now, these are things that you are going to want to do, like I said, over the phone with someone or face-to-face with someone. We all should know the process in the beginning, which is they select the country, they do their, I'm going to already tell you that this looks like it's an old one, so I apologize. But this is what I want you to see is number 4 and number 5, okay? So in the process, at the very beginning, you are going to sign them up with a welcome pack. Once again, if you're signing up an ambassador to be on your team, whether wholesale or business builder, they are signing up with a welcome pack. They are signing up with either a $100 or a $99 or a $199. Y'all should have already talked through you advising them as to which is the best one for them. The way that you advise them is that you've had conversations with them, you know their goals, you know their health issues, and so you're able to be a great coach and advisor as to what's the best one. What happens right after that is what you see in number 5, and that is that they do their convenience order. Now, when they sign up for this convenience order, a couple of things that I need for you to understand is that night that they're signing up, they're only paying for their welcome pack, either $134.95 or $234.95. They are not having to pay this convenience order that night. They're setting it up so if we're in April, they're doing their welcome pack for April. They're paying for that welcome pack. They're setting up their convenience order for May, and they will not pay for that order until May, okay? When they do that convenience order, they are going to select most probably their exact same products unless they've done a larger order and maybe it's a variety pack. But if that's what they've done, they still need to select a triplex combo at least as their convenience order, okay? And I always explain to them because they're going to see the numbers come up. They're going to see how much it's going to cost. And I help them understand that that cost is not going to happen that night. It's going to happen the next month, okay? There is no reason for any ambassador to be signing up on our teams without a convenience order set up, because you are basically saying to them, I hope you do great on our products for 30 days. You are setting them up to just take our products for 30 days. And you know and I know that our products work synergistically together over time and that we ask for at least a 60 to 90 day commitment. So if they're coming on as an ambassador, that means that they're making a commitment to take our products for 60 to 90 days at least, and you're setting up that convenience order so that they do not have to go into the system and reorder later. They will not be successful because I promise they'll forget to order. So you are conveniently setting them up to have their order for the next 2 to 3 months, and it come to them automatically, okay? Does everybody understand that? So after tonight, everyone needs to go look in their back office, and you need to see who is not set up with a convenience order, and you need to get them set up. If you don't know how to do this, if you're a brand new ambassador, or if honestly you've just never done it, so you're not sure how to do it, I'm going to ask you to message your sponsor and ask them to help you set this up, because it needs to be done there at the very beginning. This is done as an auto ship, so basically as an ambassador, they are looking like a preferred customer. A preferred customer, their shipment comes to them every single month automatically. Can we change it? Yes. Can we adjust it? Yes. Can we cancel it? Absolutely. But you're setting it up at that very first month for them to start getting it because y'all have had the conversation and they're committed to it. Otherwise, this is what I want you to hear, guys. You're setting them up as a retail customer. You're setting them up as a one-time deal. You're setting them up believing that they're going to be an ambassador, that they're going to commit to you for 60 to 90 days, that they're going to purchase at least a triplex or something in combination of that $100. But if you're not setting up a convenient order, you're not even looking like a preferred customer. You're setting them up as retail. And get this, from a business person standpoint, you're getting no profit off of that. Now, if they've set up with a welcome pack, you'll get the bonus on the welcome pack, but you won't get anything after that from that month. So you as a businessman and a businesswoman need to be really smart about just growing your business and what that looks like to grow your business. But you've got to be so caring for your customer, for your ambassador, that you're setting them up for success. And so that piece has to be done. So let's talk a little bit about why that convenience order has to be turned on, the importance of it. Success of the products, we've already talked about that. You're setting them up for success. You're setting them up to be consistent. You're setting them up to be doing this for 60 to 90 days, knowing that consistency over time is where they see the change. Most people, now we hear people that see a change in 7 days, in 2 weeks. Some people will see it in a month. The majority of people don't see a huge life-changing change that we all know can happen in 30 days. We know that it's 90 days for our cells to be able to regenerate. We know that for every year of having a health issue is a month of your system healing itself. So we already know that it's going to be time for them to see that lifetime change. So we want to be able to see that 60 to 90 days. It's a convenience for them so that they don't forget to order. Most probably they're going to run out of their Slim or their probiotic, and they're going to message or call and say, do you have any extra? I forgot to order. And you're going to say, oh my goodness, I don't. I only have my order. And a lot of us, all of us, right? We're a little bit stingy with our products. We don't want to give our products to somebody else because that means we're out. Many of us as ambassadors with a business, we sacrifice our product for somebody else, and we have to go and order. You're setting it up to where you don't lose out on taking your products consistently, and they don't lose out on taking their products consistently. So making sure that you do that. You're also setting them up to have the same product regimen. So hear me say that. When you set them up with their welcome pack, and then you turn around and the next step is setting them up with their convenience order, you and I both know that they need to have a same regimen over a certain amount of time. So for them to say, you know what, I'm going to get my triplex welcome pack tonight, but I'm not going to set up my convenience order because next month I might want to change some of my products. Ding, ding, ding. Like you and I automatically know that that's not setting them up for success. To set them up for success is for them to be on the same daily regimen over time, for this to heal their systems, to get their gut healthy, and for them to be able to see that life change success, right? So know those things up front, okay? Okay, another thing is if you do not set up that convenience order at the time that you're setting them up with their welcome pack, you're sending a message to your ambassador, whether you realize it or not, that the products aren't that important to be consistent and not to have a gap in time, or it could be an and/or. You're setting up your business builders, you're sending them a message that convenience order isn't important for them to build a business successfully. Either way, it's the wrong message. You need to know that it is part of your process as a business owner to set up a welcome pack and a convenience order. When we look at our back office reports, there should be no one that does not have that turned on. Everyone should be turned on. Now, also, I don't know if it's anyone on this team, but I am hearing it in teams, so it could or could not be you. But there are some people that those convenience orders aren't set up, and they are not receiving some of the compensations that they should be set up on because of that. So make sure that everyone is set up across the board so that there are no questionings towards that. Don't leave money on the table for anyone. Okay, another thing that I'm seeing is, and this is not convenience orders, but it just made me think about it, is that we have people, which I love, but they are getting 2 ambassadors and they're not getting that 3rd ambassador that makes them silver. but their 2 ambassadors are already building teams, so they're going deep. And because they have not brought in their 3rd ambassadors, they're not getting paid deep. They're not even getting those pay points yet because they don't have their 3rd ambassador. So for all of us, if you have ambassadors that are set up as associates and they need one more person to go silver, it's really, really critical that you come alongside them, that you share with them that they need one more with the welcome pack to go silver, and you share with them what that means for them. They are leaving money on the table every day because they think that they're building because they're building down, because their 2 ambassadors are building, but they haven't built their 3rd leg, so they're not getting those commissions. Does that make sense? So I'm starting to see this a lot. Duplication is so key to our business. So make sure that you are sharing that with your level 1s, with your teams, with their level 1s, etc. Because we're seeing gaps in that. Another thing that I want to make sure that you are seeing, we talked about if you don't set up that convenience order, that you're basically saying, hey, I hope these products work amazingly for you for 30 days, and see you later. But a key piece that is being seen statistically throughout our company with our businesses is that 80% of ambassadors who are not turning on that convenience order at the time that they are signing up, they do not order the following month, and they do not order the months after that. So if you are here saying, I am building a business, I have goals, I'm going all for it, or you are saying, I need $500 a month, I need enough money to pay my products, I don't care which person you are, if you are not setting up that convenience order and being smart with that, 80% of the people on your team will not order next month. So when you question the next month why you're not getting your points, why you're going backwards, why you added 7, 10, 25 people to your team, but you're not seeing the points the next month, guys, I promise you, it's because your convenience orders are not set up with your people. So does everyone understand that? Yes. Will everyone go look at your reports? Look at your level 1 reports, your level 2 reports. See if convenience orders are set up. Kind of question yourself. Have you shared with your team the importance of convenience orders? Are you helping your ambassadors sign up every time when they're signing up? So make sure that you're doing those pieces, okay? The next thing that I kind of want to share with you is I want to make sure that I've hit all of these things. Oh, yeah, that the convenience order, that it's not charged at the time that they're setting up. And then the pay points piece of if you're building a business that you're not going to be profitable. You're not going to get the points because if they don't have the convenience order on, they're not going to order. They're going to forget to order. Everyone's way too busy. That's why it's called a convenience order. It's because we're all too busy. We all forget to change our orders. I'll tell you what, my order is turned on and I still forget close to the end of a month to go in and adjust mine because maybe I have more probiotics because I had to order in the middle of the month, but I need more ease or I need more nerve. And I always forget because we're too busy. So setting that up at the beginning is going to be the most important piece. So that was a huge piece of what I wanted to share tonight. And really what I want to hear from everyone is that you understand. You can message me. You can tell me on our team page. I don't care where you tell me that you've looked at your reports, that you've shared it with your people, that everyone is setting that up. That should look different. I know we've done a lot of contests around setting up those convenience orders. And that as a businessman and woman, that this is really critical and important to you. And so that you're going to make sure that it's happening every time. And then the other thing that I want to share with you, and then I'm going to leave us with this tonight. This is just an important piece to me that I have been thinking so much about our journey. I have a lot of new level ones that I am training right now that I'm coming alongside. I have a lot on my team that are level ones that it's been a hard journey for them. There's been some comparisons that have been done. And you know what, guys? We all do that. We all compare. It's part of our nature. It's part of what we do. But one thing that I've noticed is, even talking to some of my level ones and the one-on-ones that I've been doing, is that there's a comparison even of my journey to their journey, not just a diamond journey or a sideline journey, but I was sharing just this past week that even as an emerald, just last week, guys, I have been working on one person for a full year, actually 2 people for a full year. And some things happened last week. Another person on our bigger Plexus team brought on a brand new ambassador that is a friend of mine, and so excited for them. And as we were talking, I realized that we have some of the same friends. And this person is probably maybe a little bit closer to them. I don't know about the friendships, but we're all kind of in business in different ways all together. But in having those conversations, I realized that the year of me working on these 2 potentials, I reached out to them, which I've reached out several times, and I reached out to them saying, hey, guess what? So-and-so is with our Plexus team. It's so exciting, and you got to get on board. And it hit me within about 24 hours that they're probably going to go with that person. And I'm not upset about it. Like I'm not upset about the person getting them. What I went through in a 24-hour process was, why am I not good enough? Why am I not athletic enough? Like, why do they want to go with that person and not with me? Is it because I'm older? Is it because I'm not young enough? Am I not pretty enough? Like, do I not fit within the mold of that athlete? Like, I went through all of these things of, well, why not me? Like, and I had to rid myself of all of that very, very quickly. Very excited about this other ambassador and them getting these 2 really great potentials. But guys, just because I'm emerald doesn't mean that I don't go through that every single week. It doesn't mean that I'm still being refined, that the Lord is still working on my heart, that He's still showing me my significance, and that I'm worthy, and that I am valuable, and that I do bring benefit, and that I am an influencer. But there's going to be some people that resonate with others more than they do with me. And I have to be okay with that. And I have to realize that there's others that would come with me and not that other person because of my personality. Does that make sense? And so I don't want us being concerned with and questioning why we are where we are and why we aren't going faster. And so through that, I've thought so much about the diamond, not just being a diamond, not just being at the top of our company. There's so many on this call tonight that are running after that jewel, after the emerald, sapphire, the diamond. And I've thought through just some of those pieces. And yesterday I heard a message, and it was so interesting because the message was on the process of a diamond and what a diamond has to go through. And so I've kind of spent the day today because I just got fascinated with it and just doing a little bit of research. And so I kind of wanted to share this with you and just the things that I've learned and that I'm praying through and that I'm seeing as part of my journey. And I'm hoping that in some way that it resonates with you. But there are just, so many of us that we have to realize that as we're going after that goal of diamond, and we're wanting to reach that level, that there's a lot of things that we have to give up to be able to get there. And that's the pieces that I think that we're oftentimes missing. We just see the person. We just see the status, the position, and we don't see what has happened to get there. So, some of the stuff that you're going to have to give up is, giving up wasted time in your day, maybe sitting in front of the TV and vegging out for a couple of hours, or scrolling through Facebook, or reading a magazine or a novel. You might have to give those things up if you're going after being a jewel and being a diamond. Giving up excuses. I think, every reason why you can't reach out to 5 people today, you have to give up, giving the excuses of why you're too busy, why you don't have the time to do this, why you want to quit. You have to give that up. Like, quit allowing yourself to even question quitting. Like, quitting cannot be an option anymore. And oftentimes the places where I hear people that want to quit, or they're questioning, is this a business that I can do? Honestly, it's always around self-development. It's always around us having to better ourselves. It's us seeing ourselves in the mirror and seeing that we have some weaknesses, and that we need to either, focus on our strengths and even get those stronger. Or for some of us, we have to analyze the areas that we're weak, knowing that we've got to be stronger in those areas to build our business. One of our weaknesses might be that it's hard to reach out to people, that we're an introvert, not an extrovert, that it's very hard for us to meet strangers. Like, we can't have excuses anymore. You have to give that up. You have to give up in this season of your journey, your evenings possibly. If you work full time, or if you're a mama and you've got kiddos around you all day, you might have to give up your nights whenever they're asleep to be able to build your business. But this is the thing, guys, like, you are giving up that one thing that you love right now, having rest time, or Facebook, or just doing a hobby, or reading a book. You've got to give up those things that you love to be able to make room for that one thing that's going to allow you to get that love back in the future. So did you hear that? Like, you're going to have to give up today in this season of growing your business. You're going to have to give up that one thing that you love right now to make room for the one thing that you'll allow you to have back in your future. So what we must realize is that giving up today means getting back tomorrow. This is just a season that we're going through right now. What we give up, what we sacrifice right now, how we must go through the pains of developing ourselves, it's worth it when we've reached our goals and see the freedoms that bless us. The freedoms of time, the freedoms of finances, the freedoms of being able to give back to our children, to give back to our families, to those in need, to our communities. But there's so much more, excuse me, there's so much more to being a diamond than what you see on stage. I've thought so much about, we're coming up to convention, and I remember my very first convention in Dallas, and at that time, Sheila Medina was a diamond. We just had a couple, and then the next year we had so many more. Like, you just saw the greatness of what could happen if you sacrificed your time and the things that you love today for your futures and for your tomorrows. And I saw the glamour and the excitement and the tears of the people coming up on stage and finally getting there, and all those different things. But there's so much more than just seeing that person on the stage. They had to go through a great deal to get on that stage, to be driving that company car, to be receiving that paycheck with all those jewel bonuses, to be traveling in a manner that they're traveling to Maui and to Los Angeles and these different types of company trips that they travel on, to be changing thousands and thousands and thousands of lives on a daily basis. There were things that they had to sacrifice, things that they had to do, things that they had to adjust and change in a season for them to be able to get there. We're seeing this diamond ambassador in that glamour. We're seeing that end result and wondering how they got there. And honestly, for some of us, we are speaking negative self-talk to ourselves about why we can't get to that same place. We are, thinking about how easy it was for them and discounting their own personal process of the journey. We're just seeing their present state. And, we're justifying their position of why they did it. Well, they knew so many friends, or they're just always outgoing, or it's so easy for them to talk about anything, or wow, they just got all the really great people that ran really fast. We justify all the reasons that they're there while we're excusing ourselves and while we're not there. And it's just, I just think what a bad rap that we're doing on ourselves about that. But what I want us to think a little bit about is just the nature of the diamond itself as a jewel and the process that's used to produce such a precious jewel. And as I kind of started studying this and thinking through it, I've always loved that we're jewels or diamonds or sapphire, and the rubies and the senior rubies, and I love it even more. I mean, there's so many pieces. I love that we're called ambassador just because of scripturally what it makes me think about, that we are ambassadors of Jesus Christ. And I love that we're jewels and that we're diamonds because of the process of refining that it takes for us to be that person. And so I kind of want to think about that. And there's just this amazing comparison to you and me in our journey. And so I'm so sorry, I've got a little bit of a tickle. But most diamonds, the jewel diamond, not the person that's a diamond, but most diamonds are found really, really deep beneath the earth's surface, like really far down, and it has to be excavated from a rock that is called, it's called kimberlite. And diamonds are not shiny at all whenever they're found and they're excavated and they're pulled out. They are dusty, they're dirty, they're very dull. A lot of times they're not even seen. They are kind of excused from being a diamond. I always wonder how many diamonds have been lost through this process, especially in the beginning whenever they were mining diamonds. Now they have so much technology that looks a little bit different now. But for the unskilled person, we would throw the diamond back because of the dirt, because of the dullness. We would think it was just glass because of the dust that's around it. We would completely miss that fact that under all that dirt and all that dust is this beauty, is this potential, is, this diamond that has purpose to it. So after they find it, these diamonds, they go through this really rigorous process. And the process that they go through a lot of splitting that diamond, cutting it, polishing it. And even whenever they're polishing it, they are still cutting and they're really carving out specific facets that are in it. And those facets begin to emerge, and it allows them to know the rest of the process that they have to do. But even after they polish it, even after they've gone through this rigorous process, they still go through another process of grounding that diamond even further, of just really buffeting it and really like getting out the sides of it and everything. And they get it down even further of spinning it on this disc, and it has this paste. I was reading this one article that has this paste in it of olive oil and diamond dust. So it just continues to go down. Another thing that I thought was so amazing is that diamonds are one of the hardest surfaces, and diamonds can only be cut by diamonds, which I thought was so amazing to kind of think through that process. So every facet that's cut requires a change in the stone's position, guys. Every facet that is cut, it has to have a change in the position. It makes me think so much about you and I as we're going through our journey from silver to gold to senior gold to ruby. As we're moving, we are having to adjust and reposition, and we have to be repolished. We have to be recut, resplit. We have to develop even more for that next stage of brilliancy, that next stage of shine, if you will, of getting to the diamond. It is an ongoing process that we go through. But in the end, that that brilliant crystal of the diamond, it reflects, it refracts, it has this light, it disperses light, like light can be seen through it. And it's pretty crazy to think about that with this diamond, that light can be seen clearly throughout the entire stone, no matter the position of the stone. It just has this brilliancy, but it goes through a journey and a process of being refined and being able to go against that fire and to be buffeted and that dust on it and polishing and cutting. So I was looking it up, and the word diamond itself comes from the Greek word that is atomos, which means unconquerable, which is so amazing to me to think about our journey to diamond. Like right now, I mean, I pray for our team daily. And on Mondays is a really big day that I spend a majority of time on Mondays of praying for our team. And I pray for us, to be confident and to be able to take risk and to be able to know that we can handle adversity. We can handle hearing somebody say, hey, I'm not going to go with you, I'm going to go with somebody else, and us questioning ourselves. But I loved this, that we're unconquerable. Like no one can conquer us, that we have such confidence, that we know our significance, that we know our worth, that we know that we bring value, that no one can bring us down. And that's not out of pride. That's out of us pushing through the storm. That's out of us fighting through the battle. And we're fighting not for our business, we're fighting for ourselves. I mean, that is the biggest thing about this business, is that we are learning so much about us and who we are and where we find our significance, that we get to a place where we are unconquerable. A diamond is also just known for its brilliancy, and the brilliance and the fire of the lighting hitting it, which I think is so amazing. So, you're probably like, Melissa, what does this have to do with us in our journey to diamond? Guys, I think it has everything to do with us. I know that I've just literally over the last 48 hours now has just been thinking through and meditating through the diamond and what it has to go through. Every one of us we're diamonds in the rough, meaning that we have been hidden. We have these hidden characteristics, and we have incredible potential. But currently we're all lacking those final touches needed to be seen as that jewel that is within us. And I love that hidden characteristic and that incredible potential. I know that the Lord knows our potential. I mean, scripture tells us that we are his workmanship and that he is doing good work through us. But I think you and I need to know our potential. God knows it, but he wants us to know it. And it's a lot of times through our experiences, through our business ups and downs, through our failures, through sometimes our doubts, and really rebuilding our beliefs, that those characteristics start coming out and that brilliancy comes out of our full potential of who we are. We're always talking about this journey that we're on, and it's unique for each one of us. My journey looks nothing like Michelle's journey, which looks nothing like Laura's journey. Like our journeys don't look the same in any way. We're all unique, and no one can get to diamond without the journey. We just can't. Without learning who we are, seeing the ahas, having these revelations, if you will. We have to go through the process of the cutting and the polishing and the creating to be able to get there. So I love the phrase diamond in the rough. I looked that up to see what it meant, and metaphorically, it relates to the fact that naturally occurring diamonds are quite ordinary at first glance. At first glance, they're very ordinary in their look, but their true beauty as jewels, their true beauty is only seen through the cutting and the polishing process. And that's what you and I are going through right now. We're going through the cutting and the polishing process. And my heart, my hope, my prayer for you is that you allow the process to happen and that you see the beauty within that the Lord is wanting to bring without. So here's a couple of things that I wrote down that I've thought about as I've studied a little bit about diamonds themselves as a jewel, and diamonds and jewels of you and I, and what God is wanting to do through our lives. And the first and foremost is that we need to know that we're beautifully and wonderfully created. Every single one of us, we have been created with purpose. We have been created with gifts and talents that the Lord desires to use to display His glory. For people to make Him known to people. We've been created to shine. We have been created to display His glory. The other thing is that for many of us, the dirt and the dust that is on us is the covering. It is covering up our full potential. It is covering up the trueness of who God desires for us to be. But what we recognize is we've got to recognize that we've been chosen, that we were found, and that He chose us to bear fruit. He chose us to shine, and that there's something about us that the one who will take us through the process knew that we were worthy and we were worth it to be refined. And so as you go through this, I see so many people that pull back, so many people that say it's too painful, so many people that say the ups and downs are too hard. But I want you to know that God is saying you're worth refining. And oh, by the way, I'm using your Plexus business to refine you. I'm using this to refine you, for you to be able to see your true self, for you to be able to shine as the jewel that God already sees you as. But if we're honest with ourselves, we would rather stay in the dust. We would rather stay in the dirt. We'd rather keep that on us because honestly, it's way more comfortable. It's a covering. It's kind of warm. It's cozy. It's non-disruptive, right? So you think about all those diamonds that are being covered fully, that people can't see their brilliance of who that true self is. A lot of us like to be right there because we know how to live in that norm. We know how to live not living out our full potential. We know how to live mediocre. We really do. And we kind of want to stay there. But I think that God is calling you and I to be able to be more than mediocre. I think He's calling us to our full potential. I think He's calling us to develop ourselves so that we can be great leaders, so that we can influence other people, so that we can impact lives for their futures. What greater way than to build relationships that we know that will impact their lives for their quality of life and for their future? I've thought so much about the dirt that a diamond is covered in, and that dust that a diamond is covered in. That dirt, it could be failure. It could be negative self-talk. It could be past experiences that we've allowed to define us, to skew our perspective. It can be things like the dirt on you, the dirt on me could be debt. It could be job insecurity. It could be a health diagnosis that paralyzes us, that we don't know how to move forward in that. The dirt can be what others have put on us, right? It could be people that have judged us or denied us or hurt us or blamed us or made fun of us. That could be all this packed dirt that is on us that is not allowing us to shine, not allow us to be seen. The dirt is just, it's packed on. I mean, who could ever see the beauty in us with all the baggage that we carry, that we allow ourselves to carry, because we don't want to be shined. We don't want to be cleaned off because it's painful to work through that process. Another thing is that the diamond can never fully be seen in all of its brilliance without the process of that splitting and cutting, polishing and grounding. It's just a thought of as a clump or as a dirty rock or as a piece of glass. It'll never be seen. Its value will never be seen. The benefit of it, the great worth of it will never be seen. And I think it's the same with you and me. Like, our Creator knows what He's created in you and what He's created in me. He knows. He knit us together in our mother's womb. We are beautifully and wonderfully created. But for our purpose to shine, for our purpose to be seen, for our full potential to be able to be lived out, for that masterpiece that Scripture talks about, there's often great amounts of pain. It's kind of like going through, the pain of birth, right? That is a hard process, especially people who do natural birth. But the beauty is on the other side of the pain. So, I mean, let's face it, guys. I mean, we're dirty. We've had our seasons of clumps and mud thrown on us, and we've had it to where our luster and our beauty and our shine has been dulled. And a lot of us don't want to go back through the process for it to shine, because honestly, I think we're a little bit afraid that we might fail again. I think we're a little bit afraid that, we're trying to save face. And so we prefer just not to work harder or to not go for it or not to speak our goals out loud. We don't want anyone else to hear them just in case we fail. But we'll never shine fully unless we allow our potential to be seen and we push through the process of being developed. And this is what I love. This is what I love about Plexus calling their top leaders jewels. And a diamond being the jewel that we all strive to be. It's that the journey to get there is full of the scraping and the cutting and the grounding and the shedding and the splitting and the polishing. I love that. I love that every diamond that is on that stage, every diamond that we listen to every one of their trainings, every diamond that is so confident, that is unconquerable, right? They've already been through the process themselves. They have the journey that they can share. For many of us, there's work to be done. There is, on our character, on our leadership ability, on our belief, on our trust, on our self-confidence. There's work that needs to be cut and chiseled and moved and repositioned. But honestly, learning to love ourselves, I think, is one of the biggest pieces. I think for many of us, we have to love ourselves enough to say, I know that there is potential in me. I know that there is purpose. And I love myself enough to walk through it and to be developed. I will not allow people to continue to cake me with dirt, to continue to take out my shine. I'm going to allow the refiner to refine me through my business, through Plexus, through reaching out to people and loving people well. There are so many diamonds in the rough, and I know that there are so many jewels, sapphires, emeralds, diamonds on our team. The diamonds that are going to shine and show their brilliance are the ones who surrender to the process. Those are the ones that are going to shine. Those are the ones that are going to become jewels. The ones who believe that in the end there's beauty, and they're going to go through the hardship and the ugliness and the pain to get to the beauty on the other side. They're the ones who know that there's potential and purpose within them, and they're going to sacrifice the pain of the fire and the heat to live it out. They're the ones who will trust their creator who believes that he uses these experiences in our life as a means to polish, to shape, to prepare every one of us for greatness. So every diamond has its own unique personality and strength. Every diamond as a jewel, as a stone, has specific clarity and character to it. And it's the same thing with you and me. Each one of us has gone through a process to uncover our beauty. But in the end, all diamonds show their brilliance. All diamonds allow the light to shine through them. And that's what I want for you and I. That's what I pray for you and I. So I just want to end with this. I want you to know that you are valuable, that you are worthy, that you are priceless. And don't allow the dirt and the dust to keep you covered up. Trust the process. Trust this business. Trust that you need to learn and develop as a leader. Trust the process of 10 no's a day to get a yes, knowing that in the end you will grow your business and that there are people that need this health, that need this business. Trust that process. Trust the process of knowing that every cut, that every chisel, that every polish that you're getting that much closer to your goals of being a jewel, to the place where you will shine. You are shining today. You are leading your teams. But I know, because I'm talking to you every single day, that there are pieces of you that think that you can't move forward from where you are today. And you can. You can. Where you find your confidence, where you find your courage, where you find your voice and your purpose is through the refining. It's through the fire. It's through the experience and the journey. So guys, I just want you to know that you're loved, that you're prayed for, that you can do this, that you can do this business. But just like in the beginning of us talking about the convenience order of setting up your ambassadors, you have to go through the process of doing the business well, doing it right, learning about the products, knowing the products, being consistent yourself, going out and sharing with people, not being afraid of no's, working through what has to be developed in yourself of talking in front of people if you have a fear of talking, presenting to people. It's all part of the process. Don't hide behind the dirt. Allow yourself to shine. You guys, I hope you have a great night. I'm so thankful that you are on this call, and I'll talk to you soon.